This is my wheel regimen for when I detail cars. Obviously start with washing the wheels. I like the Duragloss 821 wheel cleaner. It has cleaned the nastiest of brake dusts, the nastiest of road grime. I really like that stuff. I think it's really powerful stuff. Big fan of wheel woolies, especially if you're doing a wash or detail with the wheels on the car. I have a few different sizes. I do most of the time have to push the car a foot or two in one direction. Helps me get in between the calipers and the barrels of the wheels. I'm also a big fan of letting the product do the work. I don't scrub, we're not washing dishes, I'm not removing cheese or baked on grease. I'm letting the product do all the heavy lifting. And big fan of brushing the tires. I actually had a bigger brush that I used, but I couldn't find it. Getting all the grime off the rubber is a big deal. I would like to pause and take a moment and ask Corvette enthusiasts if they recommend putting some grease or oil on that rust circle on the back of that wheel face. Barrels need a lot of attention. I'm going to show you here shortly what level of attention I'm recommending on barrels. This car stays pretty clean, by the way. This isn't a daily driver. So you can see now we have a clean wheel. There is going to be iron deposits and fallout all over the car. That's a separate subject for a separate video. But this is the iron process for the wheels. I use CARPRO IronX. They don't pay me to say that, but I really do like that product. I keep my wheel woolies wet while I'm detailing, so I can grab one at any time and use it to agitate without it giving me much resistance or absorbing the product. Like I said, these wheels were pretty clean to begin with as compared to a daily driver. These wheels were opti-coated in 2017, so they likely still have opti-coat on top of them. The lug nut holes are a big frustration for most people, which is one of the reasons I recommend removing the wheel from the car entirely. You're not going to be able to get a pipe cleaner or something back in there and get the lug nut holes clean. The dwell time on CARPRO IronX, I've never gone more than 5 minutes. I don't think I need to. If I think that I need that much, I'll do 2 5-minute sessions. I've seen some people recommend longer, but this I think is one of the most critical steps. After you're done cleaning your wheels, you need to inspect them for road tar. This is not a daily driver, and this has road tar on all of the wheels. You can imagine how much road tar you might get on a daily driver. This is a small spot right there. A lot of the smaller spots will come off just by pressing them with a fingernail. What I'm using is 3M Adhesive Remover. It doesn't damage the paint if it's on and off quickly, and it really does a good job of removing the tar. It'll also remove most of the adhesive left behind by the weights that are applied. You can see this wheel's got 2 spots on there where weights have been removed, and that adhesive is still on there. Now that I'm seeing on this video too, that rust circle is really bothering me. So there's the product I use. I've had that can for a long time, which is why it's all rusted down the side. This is a big spot. I originally thought the spot could be removed with a fingernail, but it just wouldn't budge. So you can see every time I spray it with the adhesive remover, just sort of that top exposed portion melts away. Trying to wiggle it loose there. I put my paper towel underneath. That way everything that's dripping down can get absorbed by the paper towel, vice getting absorbed by the rubber. I would not recommend smoking while using this product. Good old-fashioned elbow grease and patience. So now polishing the barrels. I used to use my Rupes 21 BigFoot, but I recently got this Rotary and I like the Rotary a lot. On low speed settings. So I actually polished these between 1 and 2, probably 1.5. I just try to make a very even pass in the bottom of the barrel, the middle of the barrel, and then in the top of the barrel. Taking caution not to hit the bottom of that wheel, because that face down there on the bottom will damage your pad if you hit the corner with it. And just throw foam everywhere. I'm assuming that the OptiSeal that was put on these wheels in 2017 is still fairly well intact. I'm not really concerned with OptiSealing them again. The wax looks good enough for me. I have several different attachments for my drill, and I really like using it on the faces of wheels. You have to be careful though, because the drill has a knurled part. What I do is I protect the face of the wheel with my hand so that I don't accidentally hit that rotating knurled part on the face of the wheel, because that would damage the wheel pretty bad. This is one of the older model DeWalt drills on setting 2. That's me being delicate so I don't sling product everywhere. I also don't want to press too hard against that decal in the center of the wheel, because I don't know how thick the paint is on that and I don't want it to fade or come off. I don't typically apply a dressing while the wheels are off the car. I like to apply it on the car so that I can spin them when it's lifted, that is. But I did it here so that I could show you what my application technique is. I do back and forth circles, whatever it takes to get the product into all the small grooves in the lettering. You can see there on the left hand side of that wheel, there's some grooves there that have product in some spots and not in others. I don't use it full strength, I dilute it. And then I typically get the first set of tread, I don't know, it's usually about a quarter or a third of the width of the tire dressed. I don't dress the tread of the tire, but I do dress the initial area. I'll show you here in a second. So I dress that initial portion of the tread, you can see there. That way when you're looking at it from the side, the entire tire takes the same color. You don't want to see a lighter color on the tread when you're looking at a car that's just been washed or detailed. And there you have the finished product.